And Professor Cohen, give us the German idea.
And now, Professor Wolfgang Schutzblatt will expound in brief compass what he refers to as the German idea of freedom.
No greater freedom can be imagined for a man than absolute blind submission to an unjust law. The ability to pick and choose in an arbitrary way among possibilities which present themselves in indecent array is the merest caprice. And blind submission to a just law smacks too much of rational selection to be sufficiently removed from such caprice to qualify as freedom. Unwilling obedience to a cruel tyrant is the safest form of liberty. Nothing shows more clearly the contemptible superficiality of the English mind than its attachment to a notion of freedom connected with the vertiginous regressivity of choice. For what is choice if one cannot choose the conditions of one's choice? And what is it to choose the conditions of one's choice if one cannot choose the conditions in which those conditions are in turn chosen? Better far to abandon this slippery terrain of choices among alternatives and options, this fickle seduction of the visible set in favor of the orderly identification with oppression and tyranny. The halfway house, the middle way of which we hear so much lately, for example, in Professor Wiedbauer's writings, where he tries to preserve the element of identification and submission while giving up its necessary complement in tyranny and suppression, shows itself to be unstable. And I predict that Professor Schutzgang will in due time either find himself on the English side of the channel with all these, how to say, little bits of little things you can do, bananas or apples, you know, be a lawyer or a dentist, all these trivial examples they are always coming up with. Or otherwise he will join with us here in Berchtesgaden with the true freedom, which is the identification with the jackboot itself in its pristine form, shining forth, needing no intellectual elaboration, needing no conceptual defense, because in its clear power it asserts itself against the feebleness of sheer ratiocination.